Hello fellow astrologers, and welcome back to the next video in the Astrology Fundamental Key Ring series. In this video, D15 will be talking about the midheaven, the public self, or more so, the professional self. We're going to go over in the paragraph a little bit about how the midheaven affects things in astrology. We'll get more into it with the chart details over here. Then we'll talk about how it fits in over here on the key ring. Then once we're done, we're going to come back and look at these keywords. So let's go ahead and read from the paragraph. The midheaven, MC, or medium coli, is one of the four major angles in the birth chart. Located at the cusp of the 10th house, it represents your public image, career, legacy, and how you're seen by the outer world. The MC speaks to your ambition, reputation, and long-term goals. What you're climbing towards over the course of your life. It often shows what kind of roles you play in the public sphere and what you're striving to achieve on a societal level. Unlike the ascendant, which is a personal and immediate, the midheaven is collective and aspirational. It's a key point for understanding vocation, status, and purpose. So, the midheaven brings up the fact that there really are 4 points in the chart. And this one is talking about the professional self. In the midheaven is the professional self, as opposed to the midnight point or the imam coli, the IC, which is actually the home life. So this is like out in your business, and this is the home. Where here, the ascendant is the self, and over here in the descendant, the DSC, is the house of partnership, like marriages and partnership, which are some of the key points, the self and partnership versus your professional life and your home life. These are 4 major points at the cardinal points that are big on people's charts. But a lot of the time, they talk more about the midheaven because people are curious about their career, more so sometimes than who your partner is and what's going on at home. But these are all very valid points as well. They're very important. Granted, the ascendant kicks it all off. If you don't know where the ascendant starts off, you don't know where everything else is. So this is the big boy. That's why it's one of the luminaries. But it does also mean that these guys over here have some strength too, because how this gets set up gets dictated how these other guys get set up. That's kind of backwards. Typically, I go to the key ring last. But over here in chart details, we do talk about it is a point of interest. It's actually an angle based off of the house. It does symbolize career, reputation, legacy, and ambition. It is located on the cusp of the 10th house. If you go here, you can actually look at what 10th house is. When we get to houses, that'll be in the E section. In E10, you can actually go to the video here. If you click on the link in the book, it'll take you to the video to that, where it talks about that. And you'll see right here, it's at the 10th house. This is the 10th house. It also is Capricorn, the midheaven, and Saturn. Those are the planets, houses, and sign that's related to the actual midheaven. Since each one of these are on a cardinal sign, as you can see right here, the little blue line, we talk about cardinal signs in the B section. It's actually B1 for cardinal signs, if you want to know more about that. But all of these points happen on the cardinal houses. But if you are looking to find out more about your career and what's going on with that, you want to look over here. It's in the house, see what kind of planets are affecting it. The actual angle itself can be aspected by things. It could be signaling some things with your job or career or stuff like that when you have other kind of angles and aspects going on with other planets. And we'll talk about aspects more in the F section, which is after E, when we talk about all the major aspects. So let's go back. Now we've touched on all those, and let's look at some of these keywords. Every time we talk about a house, sign, or planet, or in this case, a point of interest, we like bringing up the keywords. We like mentioning the general ones as well as the positive and negative traits so you can get a balanced look at the topic we're talking about. And we also want to make sure sometimes you see some redundancy, but in this case, because the midheaven is a little bit different, it has its own thing, it's probably not going to have as many redundancies as some of the other signs. But let's read from the keywords. General keywords. Career, purpose, legacy, goals, status, and public image. Positive traits. Ambitious, dedicated, professional, visionary, respectable, and goal-oriented. Negative traits. Workaholic, status-obsessed, rigid, fear of judgment, and over-identify with success. Now that's an excellent set of keywords. I like right there at the end to mention the over-identified with success, because a lot of people identify with their careers more so than who they are. So in a lot of times you can find people's like, oh, well, I'm this, and that's what defines them. It's not always. There's other things, but the midheaven is a big part of telling a lot about what that is. So that pretty much sums up everything for the midheaven on this video. Stay tuned for the last video in the D series, D16, the dignities, where we talk about the planetary dignities. We sum up the entire planet series before we move on to the E series, which is the houses. We hope you have enjoyed this video from our Astrology Keyring series. If you like the content, please like, follow, and share with your friends. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed journey.